there, hello, and welcome to Base Camp. I'm Pastor Pat. We've been following along in the book of 1 Kings, where Solomon has been made king after the death of his father, David. God revealed himself to Solomon and told Solomon to ask him for anything and he would give it. Now, instead of asking for something for himself, Solomon asked for wisdom so that he'd be better able to lead the people that God had placed him over. God did give Solomon great wisdom, along with wealth and honor and a promise of a long life if he continued to serve the Lord. Solomon We interrupt this program with a Base Camp breaking news report. I'm Justin Newsman, and I am reporting from outside the courthouse with an incredibly sad story that we have been following here on Base Camp News. Recently, 2 local women had babies within 3 days of each other, both living in the same house. Sadly, one of those babies died overnight. Now, we are getting contradicting stories as to the events that unfolded after that tragic death. One of the mothers claims that the mother of the deceased child secretly put her child's body in the room with the first mother while taking the still living infant and claiming him as her own. The other mother denies the claim and says that it was her baby who lived and the other mother's baby who died. Today, the courts get to decide who is telling the truth and who the still living baby actually belongs to. Stay tuned to Base Camp News for further developments in this heartbreaking story. For BCN, I'm Justin Newsman reporting. Well, that was a first. We've never had Base Camp interrupted with a breaking news story before. And what a sad and difficult event. I wouldn't want to be the judge in that case. How could anyone ever be able to determine which mother is the... We interrupt this program with another Base Camp News update. I'm Justin Newsman. We have just found out that none other than King Solomon himself has agreed to hear the difficult case involving the competing mothers' claims of whose infant has survived and whose has tragically passed. As many are aware, King Solomon is renowned for his wisdom. He is going to need all of it to determine in this situation who is telling the truth and who is trying to steal someone else's baby. Base Camp News is here to keep you up to date on all the surprising twists in this ongoing story. Justin Newsman reporting, BCN. King Solomon is making the judgment. Well, I suppose if anyone can determine what is right in this case, it's him. 2 mothers, 1 deceased child, 1 still living. I'm curious what he'll do to figure out With a breaking Base Camp News update, I'm Justin Newsman. King Solomon has surprisingly already come to a decision in the case involving the 2 mothers. In a shocking development, he has ruled that the surviving infant is to be... Wait, am I reading this right? King Solomon has ruled that the surviving infant is to be cut in half, with each competing mother being given 1/2 of the child. I guess that's one way to solve the issue. Of course, this will obviously result in the death of the remaining child, but I suppose with no way to determine whose baby he is, it is the only fair thing to do. What a tragic end to an already tragic tale. For BCN, I'm Justin Newsman. I thought that King Solomon was supposed to be wise, but what is he thinking? I mean, we're still on. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program. I mean, what in the world? That's unbelievable. I don't even know where to begin. The Bible clearly says that Solomon is wise, but how can this be a wise decision? It's horrible. I mean, I know it's hard to figure out who the real mother is, but shouldn't he at least try? I mean, there's got to be some way that he can determine Breaking news, I'm Justin Newsman. BCN is pleased to report a surprising development in the case that we've been following all day involving two mothers, each claiming a living baby as their own and a deceased child as the other's. King Solomon had received much backlash for his decision in the case to cut the living child in half and to give one half to each of the mothers. But now he has reversed that decision. Evidently, as the court officers were preparing to split the infant, one of the mothers claimed to be pleased with the verdict, calling it fair, while the other one pleaded to spare the child's life and to simply give him to the other mother, relinquishing her claim in order to save him. At that, King Solomon stepped in and said, "Give the living baby to the first woman. Do not kill him. She is his mother." Everyone we have spoken with is in awe because it has become obvious that he has wisdom from God to administer justice. With a surprisingly happy turn in this difficult news story, we now return you to your program. For BCN, I'm Justin Newsman. That's incredible. There was no way to know which of the two women was telling the truth, but King Solomon, he found a way. He knew that true love values life more than anything else, and that the real mother would value the life of her son more than being able to win the case. Godly wisdom seeks love and life. What an amazing... Once again, BCN interrupts this program with breaking news. I'm Justin Newsman. We have received reports that people from around the world have been following today's events involving the two mothers and the infants, and that they have been astonished by the wisdom displayed by King Solomon. So much so that several governments have decided to send ambassadors to glean as much wisdom from him as they possibly can. There are even rumors that the Queen of Sheba herself is making plans for a state visit. If and when that takes place, you can be sure that Basecamp News will cover the story. Justin Newsman, BCN. You know, true godly wisdom values love and life. And when we live that way, others take notice. I think that we can learn from Solomon today. Let's allow godly wisdom to shine in our lives. And when we do, others will be drawn to what they see. I'm Pastor Pat with Basecamp, a ministry of Summit Church in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. We'd love to have you join us for Sunday services each week at 10 o'clock. And you can also find us online at summitchurchmt.com. Another place to find us is on Facebook and YouTube by searching Summit Church MT. Our children's ministry Facebook page is Basecamp Kids Min. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time, hopefully without so many interruptions. Bye! Interrupt this program with another breaking news report. What's that? We can't interrupt the program because the program has already ended? Oh, okay. In that case, for Basecamp News, I'm Justin Newsman, and never mind.